Hey everyone, it is Evan here from the Trade Risk on Wednesday, May 20th. We are intraday right now, and this is our weekly Swing Trade Ideas video where we bring you some of the names from our watch list, stocks that are holding up well, showing some relative strength, and ideally are not yet too extended in their moves. As always, these videos are powered by our partners over at Investors Business Daily. We curate ideas from their stock lists. You can get access to their stock lists with a link in the description of this video. So we got 4 names we're looking at today, 3 from our watch list, 1 from IBD's watch list. So let's jump into it here with the first name coming from IBD's watch list, and this is Etsy, ETSY, more popular name traded, I think, amongst many out there. And the reason this is on our video this week is because, well, certainly the massive move that it saw over the course of April and early May. Take a look here at this move from $35 up to $85, about 150% move in a little over a month's time. So absolutely no joke of a move there, basically more than doubling its market cap. So an extraordinary move, but we got to be careful not to chase something that has just put in that type of run in such a short order of time. So what I'm looking for here with Etsy is at least some type of modest pullback back into the lower 70s, upper 60s. The reason that level matters to me is if I go to a weekly time frame, if we look at the prior levels here in 2019, these were the approximate all-time highs in Etsy here, about $71 or so. We consolidated and we're pulling off of those levels for almost a year's worth of time, and then suddenly, we came rocketing from the 30s all the way up, breaking out to new all-time highs. And now as this starts to reset itself and kind of come back to earth and work off some of that FOMO over the recent weeks, we can, potentially look for a lower risk entry point in this lower 70s. There's a gap fill here that comes in around $69, so maybe a little bit of an overshoot. If it can put in a higher low there and find some buyers and sort of successfully retest these highs, this breakout level, then I think ETSY looks pretty interesting for a potential kind of what I would consider a pullback opportunity in the coming days or weeks. Probably not ready just yet, and maybe it needs some more time, kind of filling in around this area, but I think it's something at least worth paying attention to. The market certainly likes it in this type of sort of new normal that we are in right now. Etsy stands to be a nice beneficiary of some of the stay-at-home online ordering, so pay attention to it. I think it's an interesting stock, growth name, and something that is working in this environment. So ETSY, that's our first trade idea there. Number 2 comes from our watch list, certainly a lesser known name. This is APT. I don't think we've talked about this one before. This is really a micro, I think maybe even some would consider a nano cap stock. Small name, a little more under the radar, and this had a real epic move here at the beginning of this year. To be totally honest, I'm not sure what the specific catalyst was here, so again, please do your homework. This is a very speculative stock, especially compared to, even compared to Etsy, which Etsy is probably already for most people considered to be a very high beta volatile name. And then when you look at APT, this sort of just takes things to a whole new level at potential volatility and reward and risk. So again, just keep that in mind. So APT here, trading around $13, had this explosive move at the beginning of the year, and then has totally just gone silent here. So I like the fact that we're just seeing consolidation now of this big move. We've really been in quite frankly, we've really been in this tighter range from around 1150 to the upper 14s for the better part of 2 months now. We've had a couple of flare-ups that have failed, but I think this is an interesting name here, especially if you're looking at momentum and chasing what is holding up and posting some big performance. You got to wait for your setup here. Got to be careful not to get chopped up, but APT, I think, if this starts breaking out again, it's certainly worth a look here, and it's a name that we know can really get moving. So that's our number 2 name there, not without risk, of course. Number 3 is EverQuote, so EVER. Again, this comes from our TR150 watch list, and we rank our stocks in our watch list. This is ranked 45 on our list. There's about 100 names on our watch list this week, so EVER ranked about 45 here in terms of quality that we're looking at. And what I like here with this particular stock is just the fact that, again, if we zoom out here, you can see it's been in a very strong uptrend since the start of 2019. It obviously had a pretty horrible IPO in mid-2018. Tough times around that point, but it did stabilize under $5 and has really come back strong. It's trading just under its all-time highs. You can see it's flagging out pretty nicely here, kind of resetting itself after this big 2-day pop that it saw at the start of May. So for me, I'd be just watching this consolidation, watching this trend line here, and looking for a potential breakout opportunity in EVER. Last but not least is a short idea. So this one here, again, you know, we don't like to short individual stocks, just not something that I have any systems for or really build for, but I will look at shorting individual or the major indices or even sectors at times using inverse ETFs. And, you know, if I'm looking at all of the markets right now, again, I don't want to do this blindly, but I want to just at least give some opportunity here for the people on the short side of the market right now who are looking for short opportunities, and just give a brief analysis why. So when I look here at the Dow, this would be, out of the 4 indexes right now, this would probably be the most interesting short name. You can see it's just back at the top end of the range here. It hasn't quite broken out. If we take a look at the SPY in comparison, you can see the SPY is starting to break out here. It certainly could fail, but right now it is starting to get going. It is clearing up to new highs, and it's trying to you know, continue in this trend off of the lows here for the past 2 months. If we look at the NASDAQ 100, that should be pretty clear that this one has been the leader, strongest of the bunch. And the Russell 2000 is an interesting one as well. It's got a little more pep and momentum around it with heavier volume coming in on the upside recently. So there could be some more, you know, sort of squeeze there in my mind. But, you know, the IWM or the Dow, I think these are the two interesting indexes on the short side if you are looking to, you know, get aggressive up at these levels here. Again, this is not for the faint of heart. The trend right now over the past 2 months is higher highs, so you have to respect that, but the market has moved sideways here. So again, on the aggressive side, if you're looking to fade some of the market here using some of the indices, I'd be looking at DIA. That's you know, kind of the short idea, you know, in terms of markets, overall broad markets. If it starts, you know, breaking out here and closing at new highs and resolving this range to the upside, then certainly, you know, that idea is wrong and would not be interested in it. The alternative here is you could wait for a little bit more of a rollover. You can see we're still up 1.3% today. So, you know, until and if this starts to roll over a little bit more, maybe even below yesterday's lows, get into this gap here. Maybe that's your trigger to get involved here on a short side for a trade. Again, not for the end of the world trade, not saying this has to fall 10, 15, 20% back to the lows, but just for a move back into the lower end of this range, into the mid 230s, lower 230s. That would be a reasonable spot here if this fails to break out, rolls back over, and comes back into this chop. So that's it. That is those are the 4 names we're looking at today. One short idea, one tactical short idea for the major indices, 3 long ideas there with a couple of different looks for individual stocks. So that's it for me in this video. Thanks so much, as always, for tuning in and watching. Every Wednesday we do videos just like this, individual stocks, indexes, ETFs, all of that, and we look at some nice technical setups, and hopefully you find some of these interesting. So that's it for me. Thanks so much. We'll see you back here on Friday for the market recap video.